Did Lord Sri Ram doubt his beloved wife, Mother Sita, especially after she gave Agni Pariksha? Today, we all demand that our leaders should be corruption free. If there are any allegations of corruption, we ask them, resign from your post. Just because an ordinary citizen passed in lewd comments, they had this doubt that whether she is fit. Oh, look how Ram has become so blindly attached to his wife. He is so lusty. It is very important to have spotless character to continue to be king and queen. Did Lord Sri Ram doubt his beloved wife, Mother Sita, especially after she gave Agni Pariksha? Just because an ordinary citizen passed in lewd comments on Sita's character? No, never. Lord Sri Ram never doubted his wife Sita. Then how do we understand? Then why did he send Mother Sita to forest just because of somebody doubting the character of Sita? It is because we need to understand Lord Sri Ram and Sita, they're not just husband and wife, they're also the king and queen of Ayodhya. As a king and queen of Ayodhya, it is very important to have spotless character to continue to be king and queen. So when the citizens had this doubt that their queen was with some other man for 1 year, they had this doubt that whether she is fit to continue to be queen of Ayodhya. Like today, we all demand that our leaders should be corruption free. If we come to know or if we get a doubt that this leader is involved in some gotala, there is some corruption charges, many times we see people asking them to step down. We ask them, resign from your post, because you have to prove that you are corruption free. If there are any allegations of corruption, you cannot continue to occupy the post of a minister. Similarly, in those days, it is not just corruption, it was also character which was more important, right? So it was very important for king and queen to have spotless character. And that inspires the citizen also to follow the dharma marga, the righteous path. If the king and queen themselves have a dubious character, compromised character, immoral, unethical, that will encourage the citizens also to follow adharma in their life. So it is not just enough for the king and queen to do economic development and give all the facilities in the citizen. There also should be inspiring figures to follow dharma, to follow morality, to follow ethical good behavior, conduct. So Lord Ram and Mother Sita were teaching that to their citizens by themselves having spotless character. So Mother Sita as a queen, her character was doubted. That is why Lord Sri Ram, till her character was proven again, asked Mother Sita to be away from the politics of Ayodhya or away from the palace, away from the king's life. As a king, he distanced himself from the queen. As husband, he always maintained his highest relationship with Mother Sita. He never doubted Mother Sita's character. When Ram did the Rajasuya Yajna or any Yajna can always be done by a married person with his wife, because wife has the equal rights to participate in Yajna. At that time, Sita was in the forest. As an ideal king, Lord Sri Ram distanced himself from Queen Sita, whose character was under question. But as a loving husband, he never doubted his beloved wife Sita. Rajasuya is an example for this. Rajasuya Yajna was done by kings, and when Lord Sri Ram was about to do Rajasuya Yajna, the priest in Ayodhya questioned Lord Sri Ram, where is the wife? Because without wife, you cannot perform Rajasuya Yajna alone. At that time, Lord Sri Ram, as loving husband, got golden statue of Sita, his beloved wife, and along with that golden statue, Sita, he completed Rajasuya Yajna. If Lord Ram had any doubt about Sita's character, why would he do golden statue of his wife Sita? He gave that glorious position of his wife in the Rajasuya Yajna. He said that only Sita is eligible to be part of Rajasuya Yajna as my wife. He never rejected Sita as his beloved wife. Yes, queen whose character was under doubt, the public had the doubt, not the King Ram, husband Ram especially. So Rajasuya Yajna episode tells us Rama gave the glorious position of wife to Mother Sita only, not to anyone else, not that he rejected Sita. And another very important lesson that many people miss out is the topic of Parivarvad. Today we hear. Today we hear how leaders, powerful people, and those occupying the leadership and powerful position in our country do everything for their own family, for their family members, right? At the cost of citizens, at the cost of the growth of the country. They're very happy to see their family growing, the family property growing, and being with family, being together family. They say, no, I can't be in the jail. I want to be with my wife. I want to be with my children. But what about country's growth? Nobody cares. But Lord Sri Ram is very different leader. He chose nation first. He chose the growth of the country first. He chose the citizens' comfort first, not his personal life. He kept his personal life away from the country. Where do we find such great leaders today? Ram is an inspiration for all the leaders. Today, it is very hard to find people who keep their family away and country first. Today, sometimes we hear, like in the example of Bangkok in Thailand, there is a monarch dynasty. If you pass any comments, negative comments on the king or that dynasty, you will be jailed, you will be sent to jail. In fact, you may be sentenced, the life sentence be given for those who talk against the royal family. Lord Ram was a monarch. He had all the power in his hand. He could have immediately executed those who commented on Mother Sita. But he didn't punish those who passed comments on the Sita. He said in his kingdom, citizens can without any fear even question the credibility of the king and queen. He did not threaten the citizen. He did not scare the citizen. I am the powerful person. How dare you talk on my family members? He was okay to be questioned. A king also can be questioned, he said. For that, he could have easily taken the side of Sita and he said, no, I know the character of my wife Sita. He did not appear to be Parivarvadi. He said, let other authorities justify the Sita's character. Like today we go to Supreme Court if there is any corruption charge. The government themselves cannot say we are clean, we are clean. If there is any allegation, a third party like Supreme Court should hear and give verdict. And once the Supreme Court gives verdict, everybody will accept it. If Ram himself speaks in favor of Sita, then people will say, oh, look how Ram has become so blindly attached to his wife. He speaks in favor of his wife. He is so lusty. He is attached to his wife. So Ram did not take the side of Mother Sita. So he distanced himself from the queen. But as husband, he always gave the position of a great wife to Mother Sita. Later, in another authority in the society, in Treta Yuga, the great sages were given the great authority like the kings. They were also authorities. When Valmiki comes and he says with his tapa shakti of 60,000 years of tapasya, he says, I ouch for the character of Sita. And everybody now accepts the statement of Valmiki because Valmiki does not have any favoritism, right? Because Sita is no way connected to Valmiki. And Valmiki, who was so pure with his tapashakti, who has that faith and trust in the public. The public was ready to accept the statement of Valmiki. And when he said the Sita is clean, Sita's character is pure, then Ram said she can come back as the queen of Ayodhya. So like Supreme Court gave verdict, Valmiki gave his verdict that Sita she has spotless character. At that time, Ram was ready to welcome Mother Sita. If at all Ram mistreated his wife Sita, he doubted the character of Sita, he has hurt the feelings and emotions of Sita, then what was Sita's response to this? The Sita's response itself will tell us that how she was happy with Sri Ram's action of sending her to forest. At the end, Mother Sita asked that life after life, I want Sri Ram as my husband. If Sri Ram mistreated her, why she wants Sri Ram again as her husband? That itself will tell us, clarify all the doubts. As a responsible, mature queen, Sita understood the dharma sankat of Ram. Ram has dual roles to play. He has a role of a king, role of a husband. So the family of Lord Sri Ram always stood by country, stood by the welfare of the citizen, not the personal happiness, personal benefit. When it was about to do Pattabhisheka, become king, at that time also Ram chose Ayodhya first, his personal happiness later. He went to forest in order to demonstrate the entire citizen, here is a government that always keeps up the promise. It never goes away from the words, the promises that we have made. Raghukula Riti Sada Chaliyai. Even at the cost of being in the forest and going through so much tribulation, even at this case, Lord Sri Ram is being away from such loving wife, just to show to the whole world that how a leader always chooses his duty first, country first, welfare of the citizen first, and family is last. He is never a Parivarvadi. In fact, he is a Rashtravadi. He is a great, true, inspiring nationalistic leader that we all aspiring to have in our life.